Hi, in this video, I go through streams of incomes I used to replace my 9 to 5. As you know, in previous videos, I was made redundant, and then because of things I put into place, I was able to retire early. And so people always come to me and say, Felicia, what do you know? What income have you used to replace your 9 to 5? So in this video, I go through my income stream that I've used to replace my 9 to 5 income. Hi, I'm Felicia. If you're new to my channel, I'm a former actuary, pension and investment specialist, work in the city. I now retired early, and I live off the income stream that I built up in my working life. So let's go through the first one. The first one's interest. The interest is I've put some money into a high yielding account. Actually, it's like Sainsbury's Bank, and they give me a good return at the moment, between 4% to 5%. So I get income from that, and also there's also I've got income from holding ETFs and stock market investment. ETF stands for exchange rate traded funds, and some companies within that, it's like a basket of different companies, not one single company, but one fund I have, there's 500, so it's S&P 500. You may have heard of that. So in that fund, they have some companies pay out dividends, and because it's what we call growth fund, the dividend rate isn't as high, so it ranges between 1% to 2%, and so I get that sometimes quarterly or half-yearly dividend payments, and that's really payment for holding their share in that company. So they reward their shareholders, the people who hold their stock, by paying back some money, some profits, or some part of their profits. And then there's also companies where they're really well established, and they're not growth funds. They're what we call value funds, and they tend to pay higher rate of dividends, for instance between 3 to 4%. So some higher. So I have dividend payment from that as well. So I've got interest payment, dividend payments, and the other thing I do have is I put some money into the premium bond, National Savings Account. And so the premium bond in the UK allows you to, there's a draw where you have these tickets, golden tickets, and if you get lucky that month, you win an amount, and that is tax-free. So I sometimes get on a regular basis income from that, from my wins, and they range between £25 to £750 per month, but there's a chance to win a million, so that's why I hold those ones, the premium bonds. And also I had a deposit account in the National Savings Account, because the National Savings Account is government backed, so it's got security there. The rate is slightly less than the high street banks, but because of the security aspect, I put some money into that as well. So moving on to the other stream of income I do have is from my rental income. So I've got a range of different types of rental. So I've got buy-to-lets, single lets for families, and also HMOs and holiday let. And they all have different return. So the holiday let is seasonal. So over the summer period, you've got more occupancy, so I've got more income there. Over the winter period, it's less. So the amount I get is less than overall, so it does fluctuate over the year. And also we've got the HMOs. HMOs tend to give you more income because of you've got a house, you've got 5 or 6 people living in the house, but the running cost is higher, and it tends to be higher management, so it's not as passive as a single let. So you've got the rent income from that gives me income, but I wouldn't say it's passive, as some people allude to. It's not that passive, but it is not your 9 to 5 job. And so those are the incomes. The other thing I do I'd like to sort of stress is that potentially when I get to state retirement age, I'll get my pension income, and also when I get to my company retirement date, then I'm able to get income from my pension schemes. But at the moment, I haven't got to that age yet. So because this is one thing I wanted to point out, was that ISAs, individual savings account, they are they the savings account, investment account, it comes out of post-tax income, but once it's in there in an ISA account, it grows tax-free, income and capital gains tax-free, and then at the end you can take money out of your ISA tax-free. So, and you can take out before retirement age. So that's a good one to have, to put aside, to build up over your working life, so that if you do retire early, you've got a source of investment income to get from your ISA. And the ISA gives you potentially income and capital growth. So as it goes up, the fund value goes up, you can draw out, let's say, 4%, as in the Trinity study that I mentioned in the previous video, where you can safely draw a percentage from your investment. Because it's an ISA, you can tap into that at any time. Of course, with a LISA, lifetime ISA, you don't have that. You can only draw it after age 60, from 60 onwards. But with a normal stock and shares ISA and a cash ISA, you can tap into that at any time. So those are my streams of income. So as I do this YouTube channel, there's potentially, once I get enough watch hours and enough subscribers, I potentially could get income from YouTube, AdSense, and also for having affiliated links to different products I use and I recommend and I mention in my videos, and also maybe brand sponsorship. But those are, that's, in the future. It's not guaranteed because it depends on the success of this channel. But those are sort of the income one could have in early retirement. And I thought it'd be useful to share it here. Well, thanks for listening. If you've got any comments, which ones would you look forward to choosing or making happen, let me know. And thanks for listening, commenting, and subscribing to my channel.